Welcome to Planit Butter, my world, where I hopefully inspire you to build yours by being Intucentric, an immersive experience. Every episode is designed to provoke consciousness through entertaining perspectives and applied Intucentric philosophy, while recorded in a variety of intergalactic locations. As I embody my Intucentric way, you reflect on yours, and together we visit other worlds for occasional guest episodes and learn something cool. I'm Jordan Alexandra Blizzard Planet. This is From My Planet to Yours. Less of a podcast, more of a variety show, and a very funny approach to a documentary series. Thanks for joining me in episode 130, starting in Sideman, Bali. If you're listening, definitely check out the video. This is one of my favorite landscapes we've had yet. We've got a volcano view, a rice field view, and we're in the jungle. And I'm in this funky little hammock thing. It's a good time. Join us for the video on planetbutter.substack.com or, of course, on Planit Butter's YouTube. All right, guys. Whew. Intuition said to record part 1 here. We don't know how many parts there will be, and we don't know where they will be. We're just grateful to be in the jungle. We're going to start today's episode with a little snippet from the latest Planit Butter Substack article, published May 24th, 2026, titled, Timing and Personal Responsibility Went on a Date. Show up for it. Here's a little tease. Trust your no so your yes can find you. And when it finds you, show up for it. That's a quote from my new book, Intucentric. Timing, divine. Personal responsibility, all you, baby. Your willingness to do more, do less, and pivot when the timing says now. Show up for it. The more we commit to our Intucentric way, the less we get in our way. All right. So, part 1. Here we are. We don't know where this episode's going to take us, but we're so happy to be in the jungle. My brain has so much room to think. My body is so at ease. So, intuition said, jungle, baby girl. And it was so beautiful because, as usual, in my Intucentric way, which if you're new here, I travel the world sheerly by my intuition. It's extremely extreme because it's very precise as I see it, extreme as society sees it, because I book a flight across the world the same day regularly. I book last minute accommodations same day regularly. This is my norm. So I say extreme to society because I understand that that's not common. And for me, I say precise because in my Intucentric way, this is just how my life has evolved. That's it. And I've found that for whatever reason, each environment becomes a very specific reflection of what I need to receive and what I need to give to each place and each environment, each community. So some places are isolated little moments like this one. Others, like Sese, where we just were, was a highly integrative environment, very social for me. It became a place for me to embody all learning from prior months into this space that I've felt very connected to over the last couple of years, having been mostly based in Bali, and this area being the community that I've felt the most connected to in the last year of that time, despite having traveled the majority of that time. Nonetheless, it's just fascinating to watch each phase reveal to me what I need and what it needs from me. So I don't know where I'm going next. This is my last morning in this jungle. We're going to find out together. And when my timing says now, I will take my personal responsibility to do more, do less, or pivot whatever I need to do. And that's really where we're at. So we just don't know. And the unfolding is what we're here for on Planit Butter. We don't plan, we intend, we trust, we take personal responsibility, and we lead with our intuition while prioritizing self-control and self-expression. And we let my creative expression specifically be this little magic portal. Because basically what happens, guys, is as I do my traveling and as each place asks of me and gives to me and I give to it and all of these things, that dance is what informs my Planit Butter work. And then as I translate the expression into the Planit Butter work, then that precision comes into play of my next move. You see how it goes? So it's like if I don't grow through Planit Butter, then I don't receive the next environment, which is why it's so precise, because the unfolding of Planit Butter dictates when I receive the next information. And I don't know why that is. This is just a pattern I've observed in the last 2.5 years of traveling this way and having it evolve to be this extreme and this precise. So there you have it. Let's see where I end up. It'll be a surprise for all of us. And I love these reveal episodes. It's so fun because I record now not knowing, and then so it goes. All right, let's close up part 1 with a quote unquote random page read from my new book, Intucentric, Becoming a New Breed of Human Potential, available in 5 formats through planitbutter.com. Video book, audiobook, ebook, paperback, hardcover. The video book and audiobook are exclusive through planitbutter.com. The others, not exclusive, but get them through planitbutter.com. All right, let's do this page read. Oh, it jumped around. Okay. Oh, I love when I open to this page. Ta-da! It's the Planit Butter jet, where Blissy, the queen of Planit Butter, the disco ball of self-reflection, and Astral, her funky monkey aligned counterpart from the first book, they are recording the show in the Planit Butter jet with lots of Planit Butter Nutter around. So that's the art. And it's part of chapter titled The Game of Wahoo. And this is what the page says. On Planit Butter, we don't say fake it till you make it. We say be it because you are it, and then become more of it. This increases your capacity to see and appreciate Wahoo is in your path with your most ideal evolution at the forefront. This is inevitably going to be in your best interest and in the best interest of all. Wahoo! So silly. All right. See you in part 2. From my planet to yours. Welcome to part 2. After our creative expression of part 1 completed, the next mission revealed itself, and we actually are deeper in the jungle. Same jungle, new robe, part 2. So, there might still be more parts to this, but as of now, I'm in this jungle through when this episode will release. So, I'm curious to see how this episode continues to reveal itself. Right now, what's been surfacing upon part 2 revealing itself is this quote from the movie A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey. They say sometimes we have to perform to get to the truth. And in that context of the movie, it's a love story. And basically, the two protagonists are led by their individual GPS navigations, continuously closer to each other and aligned with each other. And it's up to them, of course, to take the personal responsibility to show up for the moment. So, as per the article that I shared at the beginning, the GPS being the universe, the navigation saying now, and the people needing to show up for it. If it's their yes, of course. If it's your no, say no. And so that phrase of sometimes we need to perform to get to the truth has kind of been ringing in my head following this recording. And I don't know precisely why yet. So I wanted to simply surface it and see what it further asks of me in this reveal episode as we keep recording the different parts as they arise. And I also wanted to match it with how we closed out the first part with that page from the chapter titled The Game of Wahoo, where I'm referencing how through Planit Butter's lens of being Intucentric, the perspective is not faking something till we make it. We are being something because we are already this way and becoming more of it. And this is in terms of our own self-actualization of who we believe ourselves to be. And the fact that we have this mere belief of who we identify ourselves as, our sense of self, our ego, when we have this certain idea of ourselves and it's something that we are proud of, and then the outside world is inviting us to embody it, that's where the being it because you are it goes into action. It invites the action, and then that action is the primary communication to our nervous system and the universe at large, who we actually are, what type of safety we are creating within ourselves and around ourselves, what type of strength, what type of mentality, stability, coherence, as we talked about. Why don't we just cut it there? The degree of coherence that we are embodying, and the idea of sometimes needing to perform to get to that truth, I think really further supports us in our self-actualization, because sometimes we think we are a certain way, or part of us is a certain way, or we believe ourselves to be a certain way, and we are embodying that truth until this other bigger truth of who we also believe ourselves to be becomes an option, becomes a challenge, becomes a question, becomes a circumstance where the universe is saying now, and then you have to decide, do I show up for that version of who I believe myself to be, or do I show up for that version of who I believe myself to be, or what is the balance of both of these versions, and which one do I want to be more of? Yes, it's abstract and it's intentional. This is for you to listen, observe, appreciate the pretty views, and see what resonates with you, and integrate it to your Intucentric way and whatever feels best to you. And the last thing I'll say on that is intellectualizing who we believe ourselves to be versus actualizing it, embodying it, are obviously very different fucking things. And it's easy to intellectualize to ourselves and to others. Embodying something and integrating it is a whole other level of life, frankly. Embodiment, That's why I pride myself so aggressively and passionately and deeply about Planit Butter being equal parts my embodiment and my sharing. Again, Philadelics, expanding consciousness through the embodiment and sharing of Intucentricism. My practice is my preach. That's what this show is. And that's what my lifestyle is. That's what my writing is. And it's written to be objective for everyone to apply to their life, their way. And I emphasize this to ground this episode deeper into also previously in part one, how I shared each place asks different things of me and gives different things to me. And I'm still stepping into this jungle environment to recognize what that actually is at this time. I don't know yet. I think that first part was just like an initiation, and this is like the immersion, and then we don't know yet, but we're letting the episode reveal itself. We're letting my life reveal itself. We're sharing to the best of my ability. And each and every moment, I am investing myself into my self-actualization of who I believe myself to be in its highest form, in my highest regard, in the best version of myself that I believe myself to be, and showing up like her as much as I possibly can, so that my nervous system acclimates more and more to who that person is, so that when I do next enter a more social, integrative environment, she's that much more empowered and centered in this ideal version. And then we keep it going, and we keep going, and we keep going, and we keep going. And hopefully inspire you to do the same. All right, that's part 2. We'll see if there's a part 3. Uni, anything got to say about that? Stay tuned. Welcome to part 3. It has revealed itself, and there is a name. Positioning and pancakes. Now, if you're only listening, you're really missing out. We've got views and a stack of giant fluffy pancakes. Well, they're actually kind of small, but the fluff is huge. I woke up to these without even asking for them. I told you guys something cool would happen last week in episode 129. I always say something cool is going to happen, and it always does. Pancakes in the jungle, unprompted. Whew. She's a lucky girl. Get a little Intucentric about it. Welcome to part 3. So now we know why pancakes is part of part 3's title. Positioning. What does she mean? What is she talking about? Well, I told you guys, each place asks certain things of me and gives certain things to me. And the jungle is still revealing itself to me, and I am still revealing myself to the jungle. We're still getting to know each other this time around. That's another important note I want to make. I'm always traveling these new environments and new contexts. There's a huge dragonfly on the computer. This is awesome. You guys can't see it though. Hi, little baby. He's literally just hanging out on the screen. Wow. That is cool. That's a new one. So, new environments, new things, what have you. But the context, despite me always building Planit Butter, the context is always changing. And so treating each place like it's new, even if it's a familiar or similar environment, is exceptionally necessary in my Intucentric way, and I hope to encourage you to implement the same. treating things like new, because that invites our growth to each and every situation, for each environment, even if yours is the same, but for each day to really provoke newness in ourselves, treating it like new, not having preconceived ideas, judgments, notions, expectations, ways of approaching things, and have ourselves meet the moment to moment, really does invite new growth. And when we, of course, match that with our Intucentric way of our core concepts, with our 3 core methods, reflecting on and clarifying what our boundaries are first and foremost, and then respecting those boundaries, and then taking action rooted in confidence, because we are respecting our boundaries, even if it's scary. Once we've respected the boundaries, then we're definitely showing up more confidently. So it's a whole dance, as you guys know. And then we are sustaining or reconnecting with our alignment. And so allowing each and every moment to dance with us, honoring the complexity of the dance, we invite more growth. So I'm still growing in this jungle, of course. And so the positioning component, it really just feels like I'm in position for what we don't really know. But with the balance of the compounding of my work, as I've shared, as I've been so vulnerable about, and the dragonfly is still on the screen. This is phenomenal. I don't really know what, but I feel very positioned. I just feel like I have been placed here. I'm being well taken care of with this delicious food. I am surrounded by trees. This whole episode reveal has been gratefully underwhelming. Like, I'm unwinding from that deeply immersive social environment. Again, for me, I go through these waves of these environments, and when they're more social versus when they're more isolated or quiet or what have you, like they really vary. And the integrative social immersions are always really interesting, because it is asking me to show up as who I believe myself to be, who I want to be, that ideal version of myself, right? The game of Wahoo that we kind of touched on. These flies are trying to get my pancakes. Yeah, so I'm so gratefully underwhelmed, unwinding from the heavily social phase and immersing into this jungle moment, that we may be staying longer, we may leave tomorrow, we don't really know. I want to stay, but remember, it's not really up to me. It's just up to me to listen to what feels like the more expansive thing to do, which is equivalent to my alignment, my role in the universe as Planit Butter defines it. So I'm going to appreciate this underwhelm, this positioning for receiving whatever is next, and honor the complexity and the nuances of being Intucentric, of my eccentric way of living, and continue trusting and continue to get to know this jungle, this time in the jungle. What does it want from me? What do I need to receive from it? We're going to keep playing in the jungle. So that's it. That's where we're going to leave it. Positioning and pancakes, and the surprise dragonfly that is still on the computer. Wow. I don't know how long that's going to last, but I'm going to just let him rock out until he wants to leave. But that feels symbolic. For what? I don't know. But aligned with positioning, I feel like there's something about because dragonflies, like the way they move, I don't know, there's something about positioning and a dragonfly being very still on the top right corner of my computer for many minutes already. Fascinating. I really wish you guys could see this, but that's unfortunately not possible. I guess where's the telly? I call my phone the telly. Hang on. I'm gonna. Oh, of course that's when he flies away. Thanks for the support. Dang. Okay. And there's a little ant on my pancakes. I gotta go eat my pancakes. We're in position. See you Thursday.